Hey.
Hi. Whoops, I pulled us all down and forgot to put us back up while I was copying your link.
Ruh-roh.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
We're back for this, finally. It's been a minute.
Yes, just a minute. Oh, yes, thank you, Eris, for posting his book. Oh.
We're not that very far from each other, Cindy.
Nice.
Cindy's kind of...
Oh, I don't have admin control, so I can't pull him up.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let
No
me entertain everybody for a hot second while I log into my thing on my phone and I can...
No worries. No, you can start it.
I'm going to star your link at the top, so...
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, all line red, that's the prosecutor.
Yes, that's our prosecutor. Pin message. They should make it so mods can pin messages. That would be fantastic.
Seriously. Oh, that would be amazing.
So, yeah, like...
Oh my god.
And if you have a mod that you don't trust to pin things for you, why are they a mod? Exactly. Except I have David as a mod.
Yeah, he's a little sus.
He is a little sus. All right. Sorry. Should we get it going so we can get through the rest of this at least? All right.
1.25?
Yeah, I have it on there already.
Do you recognize that document, sir?
I do.
It's more the text conversation between Matt Moore's phone and
can you tell us what we're looking at there?
It's a text message from Mathew Moore's phone.
And what's the date and time on that?
It is December 31st, 2019. Let me back up, adding the 4 hours in. December 30th, 2019 at 10:11 p.m.
What's the message?
It says, "I don't want to argue. If you don't have anything positive to say, keep it to yourself, please."
And what was the response?
Thanks a lot.
Showing you what's marked about my corner, page 215 of that. Can you tell us what we have there?
It's a response to the last message that I just read.
And what was that?
It says, "That's not positive."
And further message after that?
The next message is later on December 31st, 2019. It says, "I hope you're feeling better this morning. It's New Year Eve. Are we just staying home tonight? I think that would be fun."
And the responses?
"You used the wrong word last night several times. Don't know what to say." And then later on it says, "It sent me in the wrong direction."
How's the volume?
What was stated in blue?
Try and be positive.
I turned the booster off because it seems super loud to me.
There are responses then from Emily Noble?
Yes, sir.
And what were those?
"I'm not doing well. You broke me. Promise to not use that word, and it's like you set the direction for my next 24 hours. Why did you use that word repeatedly?"
And what was Mr. Moore's response?
"You don't have to play games. If you want me to move out, just say, excuse me. If you want me to move out, just please say it. I want nothing but truth in my circle."
Can you pause it real quick?
The messages continue on the next page.
What?
The response is, "I want an answer."
Let me see what
Hold on.
Mathew Moore's response is, "I don't want to argue."
What'd you say?
Like, they're living home 24/7 during COVID. There's no like distance between them. They're always at each other. They just suffered a huge loss, and now they're shut in. I mean, I didn't even think about this, but then she's isolated.
Why aren't you
with COVID.
texting?
Yeah, and she just loses her stepson, who she loved, and then it's COVID, and we all know how bad COVID affected everyone. So, oh my God, a couple is arguing,
but
with
they
each other.
they did not text. They did not text each other. I love you anymore. Guilty.
Because they. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep, that's what Jamie and I've been saying since we watched it the first time. Like, everything that they're presenting is garbage because
Yeah.
they're not taking into account that they're at home all day long together, and so you're not going to be using your phone, and you're going to have lots of people
they
have
don't
lots
even-
of extra issues.
They don't even think about that. They don't even.
No, because that doesn't fit their narrative.
No.
They thought about it.
Well,
They know.
okay.
They're not dumb, but it
No.
doesn't fit their narrative. So
Yeah. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Yeah. Carry
that's
on.
all right. I had to mute it. I can't hear anything today over the top. It's super loud for some reason for me.
I'm not arguing. I want to know. I'm stuck in this shithole. Can't leave.
And what was the response from Mr. Moore?
I know what doing. If you want me to leave, I would appreciate you just being honest and straightforward. I'm not going to play games. I'm old and tired, so please show some empathy. If you want to get a divorce, just say it.
Let's mark the states of it 81C. If you take a moment to look over that document.
Right.
Very smart.
Lucky for Matt.
Do you recognize that document?
I do.
And can you tell the jury generally what it is?
It is
Yes.
another part of the
Ooh.
phone, excuse me, the text
Nice,
conversation
Harris.
between.
Its paperback
Moore's
is available now.
Matt
It's on
Moore's
the
phone and
same
Emily
link.
Nobles' phone.
The link is in the description of the video. It's the same link for the Kindle and the paperback.
Back to the top of the page, is there a message from Matt Moore?
Yes, there is.
And can you tell the jury what it says?
It says, sorry about last night. I drank too much. I hope you can understand.
And what was the response?
Do you remember what you told me? Do you remember the phone conversation I overheard?
Wow. Sounds like
What did
late
Fran
night
say back?
games with
I'm
EU.
getting ready for my appointment
me.
right now. Let's talk when you get home.
In response
For
to that?
drinking too much.
Just please answer me when you get a chance.
And the top of that page.
I remember some of it.
I'm still here. I'm just going to tweet this real quick.
No worries. Oh yeah, we need to
That-
say live in Discord.
Conversation continue.
Yes, it does.
The bottom of page 372. Tell us what we're looking at there.
It's a text message from Emily Noble's phone.
And what did it say?
It says, you might want to find out what I heard you talk about last night on the phone. It's very serious. I'm not wearing my wedding rings. We won't be able to talk tonight because you've been drinking.
And what was the response to that message?
Texting makes me anxious. Anxiety might be the reason I'm unhealthy.
Detective, I'm going to show you next what's marked as State Exhibit 81D. Hey, what's marked as State Exhibit 81D? If you take a moment to look that over. Okay.
Okay.
You recognize that document, sir?
I do.
And tell us what it says, or generally what it is.
It's more of the text conversation between Emily Noble's phone and Matt Moore's phone.
Showing you a message at the bottom of State Exhibit 81D. Can you tell us what that message was?
It's a message from March 24th, 2020. It says, I'm not feeling very well today. I'm just going to stay in here today. I don't feel like talking.
And what was the response?
Are you sick? Symptoms?
And what was the response from Mr. Moore?
Sick in the head.
Detective, finally, from this portion of the phone forensics, going to hand you what's marked as State Exhibit 81E.
Look over that back. Okay.
Generally speaking, tell the jury what State Exhibit 81E is.
It is text messages from Mathew Moore's cell phone.
Okay, there we go.
Showing you the message on the bottom of State Exhibit 81E. Can you tell us what date and time that message is from?
It's from May 25th, 2020 at 11:54:25 a.m.
And what was the text message?
It says, "Are we going to this party or what?"
What time? Does it also indicate a status of being read?
It does.
And does it indicate a status of what time
It was
that
read
was read?
May 25th,
Hi, David.
2020 at 4:42:01
Hey.
p.m.
And detective showing you the second page of State Exhibit 81E. Can you tell us what that message is?
It is another message from Matt Moore's cell phone.
And at what time was that message sent?
It was May 25th, 2020 at 2:58:30 p.m.
And does that also indicate a status of being read?
It does.
And does it show what time that
I
was read?
am. Hold on.
It was read May 25th, 2020 at 4:42:01 p.m.
The same time as the previous message was read?
Yes, sir.
Oh
Were
my
you
God.
able to
Person is
examine
passive aggressive in a
cell phone
relationship.
forensics for
Yep.
information related specifically to that time period of
That never
May
happened.
24th
Yeah.
and 25th?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, no
Let's
one
start
has ever
with-
done that before.
Right? What is he doing?
Electrolytes.
There they
All
go.
right. Let's start with, we're on 82. Detective, were you able to examine any location information that was found on Emily Noble's phone?
Yes, I was.
And I'm going to put up there for you to see first.
Ooh, Matt Moore's building a box fort.
You able to see that document, sir?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, I don't know. State Exhibit 82. Detective, generally speaking, can you tell us what State Exhibit 82 is?
This is some of the location data from Emily Noble's cell phone.
And those are the location information that was recorded by your phone for May 24th, May 25th.
That is correct.
And is it a true and accurate sub-report of the location information for just for those 2 days that were on the phone?
Yes, it is.
At this time, I asked to publish State Exhibit 82 to the jury.
Any objection?
Hi, Luna.
Hey, Luna dear.
Detective, I'm showing you a portion of State Exhibit 82. Can you tell us what we're looking at here?
The first row across is showing GPS coordinates and then a date and time.
Oops.
And of course, with the time, you'd have to subtract the 4 hours for the Eastern Standard Time.
Were you, what did you do to figure out what those locations were?
You can actually take those GPS coordinates and excuse me, enter
Maybe
them
a
in
chemical
online,
spill, but that's
and
it.
it'll give you a. It's not down to the foot or anything like that by any means.
This
but it'll
is
give
in
you an idea
Ohio,
of the
not
GPS
Idaho,
coordinates
by
of
the
where that
way.
device was at that date and time.
And is that being able to use something like Google Maps in order to do that?
Yes, sir.
For the record, I'm taking the latitude and longitude that's in the first position there, or line 1. Do you recognize that location that came up on the first line?
I do.
And generally speaking, what is in that area?
It is in the area of Buckville, Ohio, where the underground springs are located.
And what was the date and time that location was on her phone?
May 24th, 2020 at 9:39:42 a.m.
The other
Right where he said they were?
entries of location data on Emily's phone.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us what those appear to be related to?
They're also GPS coordinates.
And then the second column under info, is there a something listed under name?
It is. It's IMG_2788.
Lines 2 and 3, do they have, you said something under the name that was listed there?
It is. It is IMG_2788.HEIC, as well as line 3 is IMG_2789.HEIC.
Detective, unlike line 1 indicates a UTC +0 for the GPS entry.
Correct.
Does that similarly show up on these 2 entries?
It gives a exact date and time of that for those.
And what were those?
What's the name of them?
What was the date and time that was on those 2 entries?
May 24th, 2020 at 4:18:33, as well as May 24th, 2020 at 4:18:42.
Were you able to find those 2 images, image 2788 and image 2789 on the phone?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you.
That was nice of her.
83 and
Thanks,
84.
Christine.
Take a moment to look those over.
Okay.
And can you, generally speaking, what are they?
They are 2 selfie photographs.
And are they true and accurate copies of image 2788 and image 2789 that were covered from Emily's phone?
Yes, they are.
I got this time has to publish these of 83 and 84 to the jury.
They still seem so slow, and it's on 0.25.
Yeah, go 1.5.
Detective, can you tell the jury what we're looking at here?
We're looking at a selfie photograph of Emily Noble and Matt Moore.
And states of 84.
Again, another selfie photograph. This one appears to be from directly in front of them, of Emily Noble and Matt Moore.
Detective, when you look at such an image on the phone forensics, are you able to look at additional details or
Right.
further data related to that photograph?
It'll also give you the approximate GPS
Hurrah.
where that phone device was at the time of that image.
And you're also able to see things like metadata related to where that photograph came from or what device took that photograph?
Yes, sir.
Detective, I'm handing you what's more, which is states of 85. Take a moment to look that over.
Okay. Okay.
And can you tell us generally what that document is?
It's got the name of the file itself, which is the IMG_2789.HEIC that I previously mentioned, as well as the creation date and time. And that goes back to the universal time that you have to subtract the 4 hours for, as well as where the path is of that file on the device itself.
Your Honor, that's a published states of 85 to the jury. Detective, that additional
Hi, Al.
information or details, does that indicate a date and time which this photograph was created?
It does.
And what was that date and time?
It is May 24th, 2020 at 4:18:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And does it indicate information about what camera was used to create this photograph?
It was created on an iPhone 8 Plus.
Detective, showing you Exhibit 83, do you recognize that location?
I do.
And can you tell us what that location is?
It's the Cobley restaurant in Westerville, Ohio.
Oh, what?
And where generally is that located?
It's right on State Street in Uptown Westerville.
And cutting and pasting those GPS coordinates into Google Maps. Can you tell us what we're looking at here?
It's the approximate GPS location. Again, it's not down to the foot. It's not exact science by any means, but it does provide a general location of Cobley.
Detective, were you also, in addition to that location data, able to obtain health data from him? I'm going to show you on marking Exhibit 86. You able to see that on your screen?
Yes, sir.
And as I scroll through that so you can see it, can you tell us generally what it is that we're looking at here?
So this is the health data. It'll show anytime that there is movement of a person essentially holding that device itself, and gives a date and time for when that is launched.
Ooh.
And does that appear to be a true and accurate copy of the
See, you're ruining
health
her
data
sleep,
recovered from Emily's phone
Katie.
for May 24th and May 25th?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, this time that's a published Exhibit 86 to the jury.
No, they're not. Facts not in evidence.
Detective, I want, if you could tell us just to orient us here, what's on the first page? What does this indicate?
This is some of the health data from the phone on May 24th of 2020.
I'm going to turn your attention specifically to row 22. And can you tell us what information is reflected on row 22?
It shows a movement of 32 steps on May 24th, 2020 at 6:47:04.
6:47 p.m.
Yes, sir.
And right below that, line 23, what does that reflect?
It reflects a movement of 8 steps on May 24th, 2020 at 7:25:08 p.m.
And then the next line, row 24.
So the next movement recorded on that device shows a movement of 79 steps, and it is May 25th, 2020 at 5:13:29 p.m.
No health data recorded between lines 23 and 24.
No data was recorded.
And so how long of a time period are we talking where there's no movement recorded on Emily's phone?
Approximately 22 hours.
It was awful, Eris.
Were you able to
You
look
showed
at
creepy children.
search terms and web history for the device?
Yes, sir.
For the record, I'm going to mark the search terms as State Exhibit 87, and the web history is State Exhibit 88. Detective, are you able to see the first page of State Exhibit 87?
Yes, sir.
And generally speaking, what is it?
These are search terms that were located on Emily Noble's device.
And the first entry in this
Yes.
report,
Ah,
what date does that indicate?
It is January 25th of 2020.
I heard he has a
And
new
going
one
all
on
the way to the
there.
bottom of the last entry, what date would that indicate?
May 24th of 2020.
Detective, did you examine the searched items on Emily's cell phone?
Yes, I did.
Did you find any search terms at all related to suicide?
No, I did not.
What, generally speaking, types of search terms did you find?
A lot of search terms involving plants and foraging and nature.
Similarly, Detective, are you able to see State Exhibit 88?
Yes, sir.
And generally speaking, can you tell us what that is?
This is the web history for Emily Noble.
I keep turning my mic off and forgetting it.
And what was
Yes.
the date of the first entry on the web history?
January 9th of 2020.
And
Jamie.
all the way down here at the bottom. What's the
Really?
last entry?
The very last entry looks
Hardly.
like May 26th of 2020.
How about Silence of the
This
Lambs?
web history reflects what was able to be recovered from the phone of
Ooh,
websites
if we
that
watch
visited.
that, I
That
will
is correct.
watch it.
Okay.
Same
of course
question.
you'd like that
Any
one.
That's not scary.
web history at all related to
I do.
suicide over
I
that
love all of them.
5, almost 6 month period?
Same.
No, sir.
It's my favorite love story.
Detective, were you also able to look at the data called timeline
Yes, sir.
as well as the data called device events?
Yes, sir.
I'll mark for purpose of the record states of 89 and 90. Detective, states of 89. Can you tell us generally what we're looking at there?
This looks like the timeline of events on Emily Noble's device.
And what's the date of the first entry there?
True. I
May
like
22nd
that kind
of
of stuff.
2020.
I don't like horror.
And what is the date of the last entry?
May 26th
Oh, no.
of 2020.
Scared the crap out of my mom.
And so does this timeline reflect a sub-report of the data that was found on Emily's phone for those dates from the 22nd to the 26th?
Yes, it does.
And going back up to the top, can you see how many entries there were in timeline?
Looks like 3,386.
Were you also able to examine evidence from the phone under the heading device events?
Yes, sir.
And I'm showing you now for the record, states exhibit 90. Can you, generally speaking, what is that?
These are the device events that were recorded on Emily Noble's device.
And what's the date of the first entry?
May 24th of 2020.
And the date of the last entry?
May 25th, 2020.
Detective, do states exhibit 89 and 90 appear to be true and accurate copies of sub-reports of the data that was found on the timeline and device events for those day
I've
ranges?
never watched that.
Yes, they do.
Jaws?
What, Detective, what did you do with that?
You've never seen
data,
Jaws?
that information containing
Never
those
seen
two
it.
reports?
Essentially,
What?
No.
I opened up an Excel spreadsheet and merged the
How the hell
device
have you
events
never
and
seen
timeline
Jaws?
events
This is-
of Emily Noble's device onto it.
Okay,
No.
pause.
I think I'm going to show you what's being marked as states exhibit 91.
Uh-oh. Am I going to get a lecture?
You have to be the only person in the any civilized country that has never seen the movie
What?
Jaws. How have you never seen? That's like somebody saying they've never seen Star
Well,
Wars.
That kind of stuff doesn't interest me.
Doesn't matter if it interests you. It's like
I've never seen Star
everyone
Wars.
growing up.
No.
Really?
Yes. I am so on board with that, Eris.
Even EU has seen Jaws.
Go away, you.
I think she has land sharks.
I'm not.
I don't
into
watch
stuff
movies
that.
either.
Why would I watch stuff that I'm not?
I mean, it's like an iconic movie. Doll's eyes. Black eyes. Like a doll's eyes. And then you got Quint.
Most of the iconic movies I've never seen.
Okay.
It doesn't. If it doesn't interest me, I don't watch it.
Well, I know, but it's just like a classic one.
Well, I know, but do you want to go watch the Barbie movie with me?
Well, that's not classic.
Not yet.
I would watch that movie with you. I don't think you'd appreciate my comments, but I will watch it with you.
I don't even want to watch that movie.
Okay, you can continue it.
Okay.
This is going to become a thing now.
Oh yeah. It's already a thing over.
I wish I'd never seen the new Star Wars, but yeah. Jaws is okay, but it's still like a classic.
What, the
And I-
Barbie movie?
Yeah. No, I don't watch movies really either, but just growing up.
You're probably not wrong, Mass.
Fair.
Now I kind of want to go watch that movie with you.
I
Sam.
know. Now we need to like
Just-
watch party it.
Like watch party it. The comments would be fantastic from the entire group.
We need to do that mystery party thing David was trying to set up.
Oh, I didn't hear him. I wasn't really. Was
No,
it-
that was like a while ago.
Oh,
You never finished the idea.
oh.
You tried to get us like he'd do a layout where Mo, Jamie, and me and Baker, I think, and David were like all in there in like the the Mystery Science Theater chairs, the black. You've seen it, right?
Oh, that one that he made
Yeah.
when he came in and he wanted you to be big for a picture.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the silhouette.
Yeah. So yeah, he hasn't gone back to that, but that'd be really cool.
He should. I really actually like that.
That would be a really great idea.
Yeah.
But anyways, you can start
Need to have a stream just to find out what movies
it.
Jamie and Farrell have not seen yet.
That might be a good Kaiser
The
Pineapple
list
stream.
of movies that I have seen is much shorter.
Well, same, but okay. Yeah, maybe Kaiser Pineapple could do that.
I was
with
going to
us.
say Kaiser and Expert are incredibly offended by my lack of movie watching. So,
Jaws is just a fun fish movie, like Finding Nemo. Have you seen Star Trek?
nope,
Detective, I'm handing you a very lengthy document, but if you could just take a
none of
brief
that
moment
kind
to
of
look at
The
stuff.
TV show Star Trek?
Yes, I do.
No.
And generally
Jesus, woman.
speaking, what is it?
This is the Excel spreadsheet that was created involving the
what?
device events and timeline
What?
involving Emily Noble's device.
Never seen it.
And is this
Oh, I
a-
haven't
the
seen that
spreadsheet
either.
You put together
I don't think.
to distill
No,
down
maybe when I was like 4.
the voluminous amounts of information that were found on the phone.
Absolutely, it was.
You're gonna have this time asked to publish State Exhibit 91 of the jury. And Detective, we'll come back to this in more detail in a moment, but
Ooh.
can you tell us, generally speaking,
name
what
is
is it that we're
Bruce.
looking at here?
Oh my God.
States Exhibit 91, the first page.
His phone
It
turned on
involves
and off.
the timeline and device events for both Matt Moore's device as well as Emily Noble's device.
I've never seen
It's
the
not
thing.
coming through real well on the overhead, but are those?
We won't be doing that.
Maybe. Is that in?
Audio
different
output
colors?
route. Speaker
Yes, it is.
to Bluetooth.
And
Guilty.
can you tell us what the colors represent?
The red is Emily
He
Noble's
unlocked
device
his
and the blue
phone.
is Matt Moore's
Guilty.
device.
No,
Yeah, I think
tomorrow?
this might be a good place to take the
not even a
an
little
afternoon
bit.
break if that works for everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take our 10-minute break. Remember to put the ammunition. Thank you.
Seriously, you couldn't get this guy a suit? I mean, I guess he had limited funds. I mean, Diane should have a suit closet, though.
Well, maybe he didn't want to wear one.
Maybe. But usually they have a suit.
Oh man, dang it! He doesn't have a
So
tie
you're
on.
saying
either, does
Jaws
he?
wasn't real?
I need to do it this way.
No, he has a tie. No, he doesn't.
Oh no, wait.
I mean, he
so
was
is
in.
he no tie, Matthew? That was a really long 2 minutes.
Oh, boy.
There, Court. I'm glad I did it that way instead of 5 seconds
Yeah.
skipping.
Well, that could be
Yep,
managed.
no tie, Matthew. He looks better without a tie though than Brendan did.
Yeah.
Brendan looked super not put together.
Wait, Brandon?
No tie, Brandon. The other trial we watched. Maybe you didn't watch that with us. Jamie Jamie, I think that was one Jamie streamed most of in Discord, and then David picked it up at the very end and claimed the trial for his own.
No, I remember that. I just don't remember what it was about.
Honestly, I kind of think that that's part of the reason that his. Hold on. Actually, I kind of think that's why Mathew looks decent in his, is because he doesn't. Brandon looked like he was missing a tie having the top one done. Yeah. Yes. Oh, look. He did it to Baker today. So trendy. Oh, there it goes. I mean, if David wants to come in here and pay me to take myself off stream, I will.
Please proceed.
That's his new favorite thing to do, apparently.
Detective, to wrap up.
That's pretty
Talk about
trendy.
Emily Noble's phone for now. In your review of the cell phone data, were you able to find text messages between Emily
Dateline and now
Celeste about their
A&E
get-together
are
on May
doing Mark
22nd?
Jensen
Yes, I was.
Were you also
documentaries.
able to recover
After me, I'm a
text
trendsetter.
messages from Emily Noble's phone between her and Westerville Dental?
Yes, I was.
I'm going to tweet
Did you
about that.
also examine
I'm mad.
the extraction report?
Can't
or the
believe
cell
they would
phone
do
that
that
was
to you.
seized
Did they
from
even
the-
ask your permission?
Yes, I did.
No,
And did you
I've
look
been
at
doing
the
it for
same
months
type of
now.
information that you did with regard to?
I just took my idea.
Yes, sir.
We'll tweet about it.
Let's get Sal.
Now that.
I'm going to show you, for the record, what's the
Would
mark
be trendy.
92. Do you recognize that document, sir?
Yes, I do.
This is 92.
92, yes, sir. And is that a true and accurate
Well, it
copy of the
cost more than
subreported
it did for
location
Sally on Vice's
information
stream.
that was recovered from the defendant's phone for May 24th and May 25th?
Yes, it is.
Brandon, God
Without
damn
going
it, don't
through all
encourage
of it
him.
line by line, can you tell us generally where the device was shown to have gone that day?
I've got vodka in
It
here
was
if
shown
that
to go
helps.
down to Buckle, Ohio, or Boothville. There's discussion on how to pronounce it, as well as on the way back.
I have
there
to
was a
limit my
stop off at
drinking,
I
so.
believe the rest area.
You're
And then
going to
also
have to do the
one in Ohio.
bikini and the shot.
And this was
Don't
this is the
encourage him.
iPhone that was seized from the defendant. At
Yes,
the time of
sir.
the search.
Oh, I
That
will
was
encourage
from May
him.
27, 2000.
Well, I don't have a bikini here.
I
I
will
don't
mail
own
you
a
one. I have
bikini.
your address.
Oh, yeah, you
Did
do.
you
Fine.
also locate a photograph from the morning of May 24th?
Yes, I did.
That's a yellow polka dot bikini.
Well, is there any other kind?
Hey, what's the mark? Just exhibit 93. If you take one photo.
Maybe I'll do a Let's Go Brandon bikini.
I do.
And generally speaking, what is it?
It's a photograph of Emily Noble down at the Buckle water supply from May 24, 2020.
You know, that's to publish that to the jury.
I like that idea.
Detective, I'm showing you exhibit 93 now in the overhead. Can you tell us what it is now? The jury can see it, what we're looking at here.
It's a picture of Emily Noble down at the Buckle water spring on May 24th of 2020.
And that photograph was taken that morning.
Yes, sir.
Maybe.
Detective, did you also examine health data
Yes, I did.
from the defendant's iPhone?
That is correct.
And again, for you to see, I'm showing you what's marked as exhibit 94.
I don't have that many.
Do you recognize that document, sir?
Yes, I did.
You only need one.
And generally speaking, what is it?
It's the activity data on Matt Moore's iPhone.
And specifically, the first entry is May 24th,
That is correct.
and last entry on May 25th.
That is correct.
So again, it's a
Exactly.
sub-report of the health data for those two particular days.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And does it appear to be a true and accurate copy of the sub-report of the data that was recovered forensically from the defendant's iPhone?
Yes, it does.
I want to, at this time, I asked to publish State Exhibit 94 to the jury.
No objection.
Second, I want to go down to lines 28 and 29.
Okay.
Can you tell us what we're looking at there?
It is two separate health events that were recorded on Mathew Moore's.
I forgot to.
And what were the date and time approximately of that movement of the cell phone?
The first one, movement of 18 steps on May 24th, 2020 at 7:29:18 p.m.
And row 29?
It is another movement of 6 steps on May 24th, 2020 at 7:33:31 p.m.
After that movement around 7:30 p.m., when's the next movement that's recorded on the device?
The next movement that is recorded is May 25th, 2020
Same.
at 1:36:41 a.m.
And after that movement at 1:36 a.m. on May 25th, what's the next movement reported by the phone?
The next movement of 44 steps is from May 25th, 2020 at 3:58:51 a.m.
So approximately 4 o'clock in the morning on May 25th.
That is correct, sir.
Row 32.
It is a movement of 19 steps on May 25th, 2020 at 4:26:19 a.m.
So roughly 4:30 after that movement at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's correct.
And then row 33. What are we looking at there?
It is a movement of 12 steps from May 25th, 2020 at 12:38:21 p.m.
So roughly 12:30 in the afternoon on May 25th.
That is correct.
Fair to say, Detective, then that it goes on to have lots of movement later on in the day on May 25th.
That is correct.
Did you also examine search terms and web history that were recovered from the defendant's iPhone?
I did.
And does showing you State Exhibit 95? Are you able to see that document, sir?
Yes, I can.
And generally speaking, what is it?
It's the search terms that were recorded on Mathew Moore's iPhone.
And what's the date of the first entry?
January 26th, 2020.
And the date of the last entry?
Because they're so accurate.
May
too.
26th, 2020.
And the State Exhibit 95 could be a true and accurate copy of search terms?
It does.
Honestly, it shouldn't even be allowed in court.
If I,
They're so
ask to publish
not
State Exhibit
accurate.
95 to the jury?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, it's not.
I'm going to start with roll number 92. Can you tell us what the search term was there?
The search term was Eric Gordon Peterson, Las Vegas.
And what time, date was that?
It was May 20th, 2020 at 2:15:01 p.m.
And the next entry there, row 93.
It is from May 22nd, 2020 at 1:59:09 p.m. And the search term is Edward Gallagher trial.
Second, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State Exhibit 96.
That's when my friend and I walk.
Generally speaking,
We'd like to
are you able
compare
to see that document, sir?
What our
Yes, sir.
phones say,
And,
Yeah.
and we walk the
generally
exact same
speaking, what is it?
distance.
Yeah.
Because we're
It's
together,
the
and it's
recorded web
always
history
wildly
for
different.
Mathew Moore's iPhone.
And is it a true and accurate
Yeah,
copy of the
Because it's like
information that was
it's a
recovered
sensor that measures
from
like
the defendant's iPhone?
how much your
Yes, it is.
leg moves up and
I'm gonna send
down,
this
and
to, publish State Exhibit
it can be
96.
very inaccurate.
Right. It's just measuring movement, and it doesn't always.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Detective, I'm going to draw your attention first of all to row 642. Can you tell us what we're looking at there?
It is the website that comes up as part of the Eric Gordon Peterson Las Vegas Google search.
Thank you, Christine.
And
I appreciate it.
line 643.
Oh,
appear to be accessed just after that search?
Yes, it does.
And could you tell the jury what the Eric Gordon Peterson Las Vegas page was there that was clicked?
On line 643,
Yes, sir.
it is the page from a website called docketalarm.com.
And are you actually able to click right into that same website by clicking on the report that's been generated?
That is correct.
And so clicking that brings up this webpage, this Docket Alarm webpage.
That is correct.
And can you tell us what the Eric Gordon Peterson case appears to be about?
It looks like Mr. Peterson was charged with murder.
Most foul.
Detective, continuing down, the other search term that we talked about was the Edward Gallagher trial. Detective, turning your attention to row 666. Does that appear to reflect the web history that was associated with that search term?
It does.
And what was the date and time of that?
That's what I was thinking.
May
I'm
22nd,
in
2020
trouble.
at 1:59:09 p.m.
Yeah,
Were there
same.
articles accessed after that time with regard to Edward Gallagher?
That is correct.
And were you able to review those articles?
Yes, sir.
And generally speaking, can you tell us who Edward Gallagher is?
Edward Gallagher was a gentleman that was charged out of the murder of 4 individuals.
I've been backed.
Detective, just for the
Yeah,
record,
research history.
Attorney State Exhibit 97. Were you able to create a sub-report of the timeline entries for Mr. Moore's iPhone?
That is correct.
And showing you what's been marked as State Exhibit 97. Does that appear to be a true and accurate copy of the timeline report for Mr. Moore's phone?
Yes, it does.
And then showing you State Exhibit 98. Were you also able to access the device events from Mr. Moore's phone?
Yes, I was.
And did you create,
I agree.
does this appear to be a true and accurate sub-report of the information that was found regarding the device events on Mr. Moore's phone from May 24th to May 25th?
Yes, it is.
Similar to as we talked about Emily's phone, did you take this timeline information,
When
this
was
event
that?
information,
Well,
and put it
or
together
Vilhelmer?
into your spreadsheet that's been marked as State Exhibit 91?
Yes, I did.
I'd like to publish State Exhibit 91 to the jury.
I
I'm going to
saw
try the
Christine.
digital
I
version
said
of it, see
thank
if the
you.
color shows up any better on here than the document can. There we go. All right, Detective. I want to start with the top of State Exhibit 91. Now, what time did you start entering in this information?
I started on May 24th of 2020.
And are these times already converted to Eastern time?
That is correct.
So this time I will show activities recorded from the two devices already converted to Eastern time. Don't subtract 4 hours.
Correct.
All right. I'm going to talk about generally what's the first entry that you have there from Mr. Moore's phone?
The first entry is that Mr. Moore's phone is the display turning on off.
Oh,
And
it turned
you see
on
that
and
repeated
off?
a few other times over the next few rows.
Yes, sir.
Give a preview. Are you also able to, in this,
So
did you place through this timeline information about apps that were accessed and used?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to show you what's marked as State Exhibit 99.
I said David, not Sal.
Detective, I'm going to hand you what's marked as Exhibit 99. Take a moment to review that document.
Okay.
Detective, this appears to be a true and accurate copy of a portion of messages between Emily Noble and someone saved in her phone as Celeste the Best.
That is correct.
Date and time of these messages are right before you begin your spreadsheet, but I asked this time to publish the Exhibit 99 in the jury.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate it.
Detective, there's a message there that was sent on May 24th, 2020, at 6:26 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, sir. 6:26:07 p.m.
And does that indicate if that message was read?
It does.
And what time was that message read?
At 6:26:27 p.m.
On the top of page, the second page of the exhibit, does there appear to be a message in response?
That's correct.
And I want to turn your attention to the last two entries. Is there a message that was sent May 24th at 6:27:14 p.m.?
That is correct.
And what time did it indicate that was read?
That was read at 6:27:15 p.m.
And then was there a message sent at 6:33:46 p.m.?
That is correct.
And what was the date and time at which that message was read?
It was not read until May 25th of 2020 at 4:42:17 p.m.
Going back to Exhibit 91.
You know how much?
Detective, I want you to talk about the first entry on this exhibit from Emily Noble's phone.
Okay.
And can you tell us what time that was?
That was at 6:52:0 p.m.
And you indicate under the heading event type, what is that?
It was a message received on Facebook Messenger.
And then under the column labeled value,
Eight you
what
both.
was that?
It was a message received from Heather Z.
Right underneath that, the next entry, can you tell us what that is?
That's for the entries at the same time of 6:52:0 p.m.
And what was the event type that was listed there?
It's the trigger for the display on-off.
Indicating that the display turned on.
That is correct.
Did you hear the testimony of Detective Howell this morning
Yes, I did.
about trying to look around the time to figure out whether that was a user-initiated activity or
Sir,
just usage of the device?
It's just
you don't get
usage
to
of the device
pick
itself.
that.
And
I'm
what the
thinking
records
like a
reflected
week.
at the time that this message was received, the screen lit up on the phone.
That's correct.
After this time, more entries from the defendant's phone.
That's correct.
And I specifically want to draw your attention to the entry at 7:37 p.m., which is line 25.
7:37:57 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And can you tell us what that entry was?
That was a outgoing call that was placed.
Oh
to,
my
to
God.
somebody named
He
Brian.
went to Amazon.
And that was an outgoing call placed by
Guilty.
on the defendant's phone.
It was placed.
Did he
for, it was
Pick up a.
an outgoing
murder
call from
kit?
Mr. Moore's phone. Yes.
And
He went
approximately
to
what was the
Facebook.
that
Do
phone
they
call?
have them on Amazon or only at Walmart?
Probably only at Walmart.
33 minutes and some change.
You were able to review Sergeant Hollis's body cam.
That's correct.
You had
Okay.
a knock and talk interview with the defendant.
That's
You
correct.
went to
You had
Amazon,
a
Aunt.
formal interview with the defendant
Guilty.
at the police station.
Yes, sir.
At any point in the defendant's recitation of facts, did he ever mention that he had a 30-minute phone call in the early evening hours after they returned home from Uptown?
No, not one time.
Continue down underneath that.
We haven't got to the good stuff yet.
There are more entries here in red from Emily's phone.
That's correct.
And can you tell us what we're looking at there?
At 8:07 and 28 seconds p.m., there was a text received from Jen.
And the next couple of entries?
And the entry just beneath it was the display on off where her phone had received the message and the phone screen lights up to show the display went on. The one after that was approximately 21 seconds later. It was a second text received from Jen. And then there are 2 activations of the display screen going on for receiving those messages.
Detective, I'm going to approach and hand you what's marked as states of 100. Okay, Montotero.
Okay.
Detective, you recognize that exhibit?
I do.
Does it appear to be a true copy of 2 pages of communication between someone saved in the phone as Crazy Jen and Emily?
That is correct.
Are you going to ask to publish exhibit 100 this time?
Objection.
No, you're.
Detective, I want to turn your
Thank
attention
you.
to this message, bottom of first page, exhibit 100.
Mhm.
Can you tell us what we're looking at there?
It's a message that was sent from Crazy Jen.
And what does it indicate the time that the message was sent?
It was sent May 25th,
We're gonna get you minimized.
That's 4 hours. May 24th of 2020 at 8:07:28 p.m.
And to flip back over real quick to exhibit 91, you said 8:07:28 p.m. Is that first text that's labeled on your timeline here?
That's correct on line 27.
Detective, does that message indicate a date and time in which it was read?
Yes, it does.
And what was that, sir?
It was not read until May 25th, 2020 at 4:42:11 p.m.
So message received 8:07 p.m. on the 24th, not read until 4:42 p.m. on the 25th.
That's correct.
And Detective, similarly, the top message on the second page, it says at 100. Does that indicate a similar time of when it was sent and ultimately read?
Yes, sir, it does.
Detective, going back to the exhibit 91. Between the hours of 8:09 and 9:11, are all those entries from the defendant's phone?
That is correct.
And can you give the jury an idea of the types of things that were going on the phone at that time?
The display was activated. There was a opening up the text messaging app on the phone. The phone was unlocked at one point. Facebook was activated. The orientation landscape was changed.
Nope, sure
And
didn't.
the phone was also unlocked.
Next entry from Emily Noble's phone.
It's from 9:11:12 p.m. It's a Facebook Messenger message received from Heather Z.
And then additional messages received on Emily Noble's phone.
A text message was received at 9:44:02 p.m. from Jen, as well as a text message received at 9:44:10 p.m. also from Jen.
Going back to the second page of exhibit 100. Are those 2 messages you just talked about at 9:44 p.m. reflected on exhibit 100?
That is correct.
And do they both indicate times in which they were read?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Do they both indicate times in which those messages were read?
Yes, they do.
And what was that?
They were not read until May 25th, 2020 at 4:42:11 p.m.
Detective, following those 2 messages that were received, what's the next activity on either one of these phones?
The next activity is on Matt Moore's iPhone, and that is at 1:11:24 a.m.
And you've noted something over there in the margin. Can you tell us what that is that you noted?
It's a gap in time from line 55 to the start of line 56. It's a gap of 3 hours, 25 minutes.
And so for 3 hours and 25 minutes, there's no activity on either one of these 2 iPhones.
That is correct.
Starting at 1:11, where is the kind of activities are we seeing now on the defendant's phone?
The display on-off is activated several times. The device is unlocked. There's also accessing Facebook, some more of the display being on-off and the device being plugged in, as well as orientation changes.
It was riveting.
Scrolling down to continue. Can you tell us?
More accessing of Facebook, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and at 2:22:42 a.m., a text message is sent out from Matt Moore's phone
And who was that message sent to?
Arturo Rugaroli. A text message sent at 2:22:53 to Paul Pulver.
And do you recall the content of that message? If we were to look at the timeline of Mr. Moore's phone, would that refresh your recollection as to the content of those text messages?
It would.
Let me know if that's too quick. Because they are being so slow. Dang. David knows how to party.
Detective, are you able to see in front of you 697?
Yes, sir.
And after looking at that, do you recall what the text message content was?
It's a YouTube video titled "Dana White: The Media Tried to Shut Down the UFC."
And that was sent from Matt Moore to Arturo Rugaroli at 2:22 in the morning.
That's correct.
Detective, after that, was there further communication back and forth between the defendant and Arturo?
Yes, there was.
And you've got something written in the margin on a message at 2:23. Can you tell us what that is?
That is a Facebook message from Matt Moore's iPhone sent to Arturo Rugaroli.
And you recall the content of that message?
He makes mention that he'd taken a sleeping pill and he's probably going to be asleep soon.
And he sent that at 2:23 in the morning?
That is correct.
Detective, is that communication back and forth between the defendant and Arturo continue on towards 3 o'clock in the morning?
It does.
Now I'm going to look at the entries from 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you tell us what kind of things are reflected there on the defendant's phone?
There's accessing Facebook Messenger, Facebook itself, orientation landscape changes of the device, Facebook messages received from a Sean Talon, and some more of the orientation landscape changes, as well as accessing text messages and then sending out a text message at 3:33 and 3:34 a.m.
Let's talk about those two entries here for a minute. First of all, line 133 and 134, what do those entries indicate?
That he's just accessing the text messaging part of the device itself.
So that shows when the messaging app was activated.
That's correct.
And then lines 135 and 136.
Those are text messages sent from Matt Moore's iPhone to Joe.
Continuing on after 3:30 in the morning, what does the device reflect?
Some more activity on Facebook. There's a device plugin, palmugreat.com. Another Facebook message sent out to Sean Talon. And at 4:35, launching Google Chrome.
That message, the last one there, to someone named Sean, 4:14 in the morning.
That is correct.
Generally speaking, how would you characterize the activity of the phone between 1:10 a.m. until 4:10 a.m.?
Rephrase the question as to say.
Did the device indicate constant usage between 1:10 a.m. and 4:10 a.m.?
Rephrase your question.
What did the device indicate between the hours of 1:10 and 4:10?
Essentially constant usage of the device.
I love how they laugh about it. Like, it's funny that they're leading.
Continue after 4:10 in the morning.
Good job.
Can you tell us what is recovered on the phone during the next hour and a half?
Facebook is launched again. Google Chrome is also launched again. Orientation landscape changes a couple times. Facebook is launched as well as the YouTube app.
And at what time was the YouTube app launched?
5:52:18 a.m.
And again, for what does the orientation change indicate?
When a device can go from landscape to portrait or vice versa.
So the device has to be turned in order to show that.
That's correct.
What did the cell phone information show between 4:10 and 5:52 in the morning?
A lot of user-initiated activities such as opening Messenger, Google Chrome, and Facebook and YouTube.
As well as those orientation changes.
Yes, sir.
Detective, we now finally get to some activity in red on Emily's phone. Can you tell us what it is we're looking at there?
At 6 a.m., it's the alarm on Emily Noble's phone, as well as the display being activated for the alarm. There's also at 8:41:24, there's a message received from Amy Thomas on Facebook Messenger, and the display screen lights up again.
And do you recall specifically what message that was received from Amy Thomas?
It was a response to a picture that was posted on social media, and it said, to the extent, love this, love you guys, love the country.
The one that we've seen a photograph that picture and the again, does the display on off on Emily's phone occur at the same time down to the second when the message was received on Facebook?
That is
Hi,
correct.
Josie.
Detective, continuing from 8:40, does the only activity again belong to the defendant?
That is correct.
And can you tell us what is reflected during this time?
There's accessing Facebook Messenger, the orientation change of the device itself. The device was plugged in. The YouTube app and Facebook were launched. There was a text message received from Joe, as well as a text message sent out to Joe.
Can a phone plug itself in?
No, sir.
Yeah.
And at 9 o'clock in the morning, was there activity, a message sent from the phone?
Yes, there was.
Detective, continuing on at the 9 o'clock hour, can you tell us generally what's reflected on the defendant's phone at that time?
More accessing Safari, a text message received from Joe. The orientation landscape on the phone was changed. The display on off was activated. The device itself was unlocked.
He
More
unlocked
accessing
his
Facebook,
phone.
Safari, accessing the text messaging, display on off.
I don't
The device was
believe
plugged in again.
you.
Facebook access,
Well, I'm about to
accessing YouTube app.
post the link, so
orientation landscape, and
I
a
already posted
Facebook
it just
Messenger message received from Paul Pulver.
weirdo.
Based on your review of this information, what appeared to be going on with the defendant's phone during the 9 o'clock hour?
Essentially constant usage on Matt Moore's iPhone.
Detective, we then have a red entry again at 10:13 in the morning. So that's on Emily Noble's phone.
That's correct.
And can you tell us what it is we're looking at there?
It's a missed call and the notification of that call.
Detective, after 11 o'clock in the morning, can you tell us generally the types of things that we're looking at there?
We're accessing Facebook Messenger, orientation changes, accessing the text messaging, display on off activation.
What?
The device itself is unlocked at 11:32:57. We're accessing text messaging. The device
Something
was
I did?
unlocked again. A New York Times app.
Read the chat that's on the
Orientation landscape.
screen.
The display on off being activated.
You
device being
need
unlocked
to
at
do
11:15.
something for that.
Facebook, Amazon, orientation
That
landscape.
is fantastic,
on off.
Ant.
The device was unlocked at 11:53
You need a
a.m.
special.
and accessing Amazon
God.
and text messaging again.
Detective, we then come to an entry in line 268 at 11:54 a.m. And that's in green. Can you tell us why that's in green?
That is that's a text message from Matt Moore's iPhone sent to Emily Noble's iPhone.
I hand you what's marked as Exhibit 101. Take a moment to look that over. Do you
Or
recognize
you
that
could just
document, sir?
dress up as Jensen.
Appear to be a true and accurate copy of the details of that particular message that was sent at 11:54 a.m.
Yes, it is.
That's a published Exhibit 101 to the jury.
Damn it.
Detective,
Oh,
showing the first page of Exhibit 101.
Wait, you didn't think they existed?
Initially, what the timestamp is for when the message was sent.
oh I
the
didn't know that you
timestamp
have
was
been
May
looking
25th.
at them.
2020.
No,
at
a friend did
3:54:25.
like 16 years ago.
Forgot the 4. At May 25th, 2020 at 11:54:25.
And when does it indicate that message was read?
It was read on
Here.
May 25th, 2020 at 4:42:01 p.m.
Just be in a penis costume.
Turn to page
Ooh, they have a black
Two.
one.
of the State Exhibit 101. Can you tell us in a heading body what was the content of that message?
It's the text message that says, "Are we going to this party or what?"
Detective, based
There,
on your
here,
review
and
of
there.
this awful
Me.
material? Is it possible that Mr. Moore was sleeping up until the time that you sent that message?
All right,
No,
hold
sir.
on.
I am not, Iris. I'm not even a mod, I don't think. Well, you can still see him in StreamYard.
Oh, I had to add it. There are a disturbing number of people looking at this right now.
4 out of 5 stars. Bookmark.
It's only
Hi.
$50, Sal.
What we're paying for.
That would be a great Halloween costume.
Halloween.
You trying to run a clean chat over here. Good luck, Harris. Brendan, he's at a party, he said something about he's bending over backwards now. I don't know.
I have bigger balls.
Oh boy.
Hi.
I'm gonna have to add that derailed thing to mine. All right.
I wonder if you can drive in that. Well, you got to go to a Halloween party. I mean, you can't change there, so how do you get there? I mean,
You have somebody with a pickup throw you
Do
in
you-
the back.
yeah, I mean, do you have like call an Uber and get in the back seat or what?
Please buy that and just Uber all over town for the whole day.
Just go into Walmart.
That's what I said, Jamie. There's a disturbing amount of people viewing this right now.
Well, do they have different colors?
Oh my lord. Hold on. Let me look.
This is the small one. The black one is extra large.
Color beige. One size fits most. Do you have the balls to wear this?
Wait, it needs
inflatable
batteries?
costume? Oh yeah, it's inflatable.
Oh,
It,
that's
it,
nice.
infla-
It's
it blows
battery
up.
operated fan.
It blows up.
Oh. I like that.
Oh, it has an internal fan that keeps things erect. That's awesome. Okay,
I hope it doesn't pop.
that would be painful.
Oh my god, I should wear that to my HOA Halloween party.
Please, with the GoPro.
Go pro or go home.
Oh, yeah, it is. $50 is a bargain for that.
It really is. I mean,
Honestly, the kids' blow up costumes are like super expensive.
I know. What is steel?
Oh, let me see. Epstein?
Mats.
That'd be premature.
Can you plug it in? You know, plug in ones always work better.
I agree, right there. If you don't buy that and wear it for your streams,
It will
fine.
stream in that if
Do
I get
it.
donations to cover it.
Somebody post Sal's Cash App in my chat.
Pick it up in store.
Okay.
Hi.
I think he can talk about what the actual records show. He's talking about phone usage, so the
Please
person
let me repeat what the record reflects.
Sorry, Matt.
You are concluded. What did the record say?
We interrupt.
Do the record
We
show
interrupt this
usage of the
trial
phone
for
up until
teens
time
of our
passed?
lives.
Yes, they do.
User initiated usage of it.
That is correct.
I'll have to stream Jensen in that.
So if we go down to line
Exactly.
278, we can have an entry
I
in
don't
green.
think
Can you
it-
tell us what we're looking at there?
I don't think you'd want
That
me
is where
on there.
Matt Moore's
for
iPhone is utilizing the app Find My iPhone.
You could. He's having
So
a
why is it in
Halloween
green rather than
thing
blue
on
or
the
red?
27th.
Essentially, it's in green because it's being shared on.
Huh?
It's being able
On
to
a
be read on both
Friday?
devices.
I can
So
get
when
you an
look at
invite.
the timeline of events. It's
Yeah,
Find My
on
iPhone
Friday.
is active at that point for both devices.
Continue on after that.
Okay.
Through the noon hour.
The
Generally speaking, tell us what we see there.
device was plugged in.
I just
Log in
need
Facebook.
donations.
Device was unlocked. Orientation landscape changes. Accessing Facebook, Instagram, the camera on the device, Facebook, Instagram, photo image, a
Wing.
text message from dad, as well as 3 texts sent to dad.
Is that conversation continuing at the 1 o'clock hour?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
Oh,
God, taxes are going to be such a
Going on the
bitch
next
at
so
the end of the year.
true.
It was
So
noted on
I
Emily
see
Noble's
you've-
phone. Can you tell us when that was?
At
You've
1:43,
trying to
42
deduct
p.m.
getting penis
Can you
photos
write
from
that up?
There was a text message
Kenosha
received from Jared L.
in a penis
following the
costume.
display being lit up at that point.
I think I could. I mean, I'm entertaining people.
You could.
Any other activity on Emily
There are
Noble's
more
phone at the
than
time of that
just
text
Jensen
message?
trial
sir.
you can use that for. So.
Oh, yeah.
Continue down to 2:58 p.m. We have another entry that's in green. Can you tell us what it is we're looking at there?
That is a text message sent from Matt Moore's iPhone to Emily Noble's phone.
Oh. $100%.
I will wear it on
Two?
stream.
Take a look at that.
Either Experts Halloween if he will let me, or one
we
of
will
my
make
streams.
that happen.
Okay.
I do.
And there's a screen copy of the details of the message that we were just talking about on line 369 of the order.
That's correct.
Now this time it has to publish 60-102 to the jury.
The objection.
Detective, can you tell me what date and time was that message was received?
At May 25th, 2020 at 2:58 and 30 seconds p.m.
And at what date and time was it read?
Read at May 25th, 2020 at 4:42:01 p.m.
Turn to page 2 of the document. Under body, can you tell us what the content of that message was?
The content is from the text message. It says, "I guess we aren't going?" ?
Detective, continuing on with your spreadsheet.
Facebook slideshow. The display on off was activated. The device was unlocked. Facebook Messenger, Facebook, YouTube app, the camera, the speaker, and Facebook again, all from Matt Moore's iPhone.
And then we get 441 with some entries from Emily Noble's phone.
That's correct.
And can you tell us what we see there?
The display on off was activated. The
Might just have a
Emily's
slight
phone
limp
was unlocked at
or lilt.
4:42:01, and the text messaging app was activated as well.
Detective, by way of example, 60-102.
Just be all serious.
Or just go trick or treating in it.
What was the time that message was read?
You're going to
May
end up
25th,
on a
2020
list.
at 4:42:01
Trick or
p.m.
treat.
60-101. What was the time that message was read?
Smell my
May
dick.
25th, 2020, 4:42:01 p.m.
You do not want anybody
Stacey,
smelling your feet in that.
100. What was the time that message was read?
May 25th, 2020, 4:42:11 p.m.
60-99. What was the time that message was read?
May 25th, 2020, 4:42:17 p.m.
So all these messages we talked about over the last few state exhibits were all read at that time when the device used indicated the messaging app was activated at 4:42.
Hey, they have it in
That's correct.
stock near me. They have it in stock.
Second, at
Okay,
that time, was
is
there
that gonna be
continued
weird?
usage on the defendant's phone?
There was. The device was unlocked. Facebook was accessed.
This is
Orientation
going to
change.
Be weird.
The
It's going to be weird and
device was
fantastic.
plugged in, as well as the accessing a Signal app.
Should I go in blackface?
Detective, I'm going to talk about the next entries that are on Emily Noble's phone. Tell us what those are.
The display was activated. The phone was unlocked. The text messaging was accessed at 5:08:16 p.m. Facebook Messenger was accessed, and a Facebook Messenger message was sent to Jared L. at
Oh,
5:17.
there's a size chart. Teen extra small. What the fuck? Tips for wearing. Using a measuring
put that
tape,
on?
measure over any garments. Chest. Ooh, reviews. Amazing.
Detail.
Yes, you
Very
need a
easy
measuring tape for it.
Facebook message. that we're
It
talking
gets you a
about
girlfriend.
from 517 p.m.
That is correct.
And this time that's published exhibit 103 to the jury. Detective, what does that indicate as the time
you
on that
don't.
message?
The timestamp is May 25th, 2020 at 5:17:12 p.m.
Who does it indicate the Facebook message is from?
It's from Emily Noble's Facebook Messenger account.
Turn to page 2 of the exhibit under body. Does that indicate the message content?
Yes, it does.
And what was that, sir?
It says, hello, Jared.
need
My name is
anything.
Matt.
It has
I'm Emily's
mesh.
husband. We had plans to come over to your house today. I can't find her. Is she there? Question mark.
So, detective,
See?
on your spreadsheet is indicated in red because it's an activity that was on Emily Noble's phone,
Sal,
That is correct.
but the activity
look at me,
was-
Salbert.
initiated by Emily's husband.
That is correct.
Detective, prior to 5:13 in the afternoon on May 25th, had Emily's device ever accessed Facebook Messenger?
There you go.
No, it had not.
If you do that, then maybe EU will
So
like
the first
you.
time that Facebook Messenger was accessed on the 25th on Emily's phone, it was the defendant who did it.
Objection is that we did it. I think the document speaks for itself.
I think you did that. Next question.
Detective, did you continue noting activity on either phone?
Right.
On my phone?
On the two phones?
Yes, sir. There is Find My iPhone was accessed at 5:21:46. The device was unlocked. Find My iPhone again
Soviet
at 5:23:14.
Penis spies
Probably
on
Telegram and
not,
text messaging
Mass.
app were all accessed from Mr. Moore's iPhone.
Were there additional communications back and forth that took place on Emily's phone as well?
Yes, there was a text message received from Jen. There was a Facebook Messenger from Jared L. The device was unlocked. The text messaging was accessed as well as the Facebook Messenger. Another message was sent out to Jared L. and another one received from Jared L.
Detective, then I want to turn your attention to the entry in row 475.
Okay.
Can you tell us what we're looking at there?
That's a outgoing call placed from Emily Noble's phone to Celeste.
Take out my head, what's marked as exhibit 104? Can you tell us what we're looking at there?
This is the timestamp and the call log data for that phone call itself.
And that is a true accurate copy of the data related to a phone call placed from Emily Noble's device
And
to Celeste on May 25th.
That is correct.
That's a published exhibit 104 to the jury.
No objection.
Detective, I'm showing you exhibit 104. Can you tell us what it is we're looking at here?
We're looking at the call log data from May 25th, 2020 at 5:47:57 p.m. The call was a 5-minute, 54-second phone call that was outgoing from Emily Noble's phone to Celeste's device.
Detective, following that phone call from Emily Noble's device, was there other activity on
I
the
know.
defendant's phone?
Yes, Safari was accessed, orientation landscape was changed, the device was unlocked.
nobody did.
Safari was accessed, and a outgoing call was placed at 5:54:43 p.m. to the Westerville Police Department.
Do you recognize that number?
Yes, sir.
And what is that number, sir?
That is the 614-882-7444 is one of the
Or
phone numbers
another
for Westerville
peen
Police.
heiress.
Detective, does your spreadsheet then conclude at 6:16 p.m. on the 25th?
It
Don't
concludes because that's where I stopped it
discriminate.
at that point. Yes, sir.
That's not the end of the data on the phones, but when you stop compiling it into your spreadsheet.
It's essentially a snapshot of the activity of the device from when they were getting ready to leave the last restaurant until about the time that he had called Westerville Police Department.
Detective, I'm approaching this March 6th at 105.
Take a minute to look that over.
It was.
Do you recognize that document, sir?
I do.
Generally speaking, what is it?
It's the call log data from Matt Moore calling Amy Thomas.
There you go.
Was it on
I
Matt's
love you,
device
Dixie.
or Emily's device?
That was on Emily's device.
I can't believe your
Is it a
message
true and
got
accurate copy
blocked.
of the data related to that phone call?
Yes, it was.
Now this time that's published exhibit 105.
Your objection.
Let's start down here at the bottom. Says 105. Can you tell us who indicates the party was to the call?
It's to a contact named Sister Amy.
And up the top of Says 105, can you tell us the date and
It
time of
only
that phone
comes
call?
in
It's
beige,
from May
so he's
25th,
gonna have to get
2020,
creative.
7:55 p.m.
And what was the duration of that phone call?
9 minutes and 8 seconds.
I have one moment, Your Honor. I want to talk about something other than cell phones here for a minute. Where did Emily Noble's remains go after they were recovered?
Delaware County has a contract with the Montgomery County Coroner's Office. So her
I'd say we
remains were taken to
boycott
South
C,
And
but
where did they go
we
from
really want
Montgomery
him to
County?
get that
They
costume.
were later transferred to
I know.
Ohio State for further examination by anthropologists.
And was there a
Thank you,
period of time that
Pixie. You're
passed
the
while waiting
best.
for that report to be done?
Yes, there was.
Did you continue with other investigation while that was ongoing?
Yes, I did.
Was there any investigation conducted with regard to the branch that the court had been tied around?
Yes, there was.
And can you tell the jury about that, please?
So unsure of what it was, I contacted the Ohio State's Forestry Division to get what sort of tree we were looking at based on the pictures and stuff that I explained earlier. They responded back that it looked like it was not actually a tree, but a giant shrub is how they described it. That could grow to the size of a small tree, essentially. It's called a Muir honeysuckle. I'd never heard of them, not a tree guy. And so I'd asked if there was any sort of data on the wood strength for a shrub like this.
And eventually, did you have someone come out to test the strength of the branch?
Yes, I did.
And who was that, sir?
It was Dr. John Bolte and Dr. Kang from Ohio State.
And did they come out and run tests on the tree branch?
Yes, they did.
And was the tree branch able to support the weight in their tests?
Yes, it was.
Did you also, during the investigation, receive a report from, I guess, what's colloquially known as the body farm?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell us about that, sir?
That the body decomposition was what they had studied previously with the body out in the elements in a upright hanging position.
With regard to the test of the branch, was that designed to mimic exactly the way Emily's remains were found?
Not exactly, no.
If you recall, how did it differ
Ooh,
from
good idea, Pixie.
Emily?
It differed because they had taken the legs from
$20 to go.
It was essentially like a crash test dummy is the best way to describe what they had used. And they had taken the legs off and put it
Nice.
up into the lap of the dummy itself.
Was there a cord that was used for the test?
There was.
And how was that cord fastened around the dummy's neck?
Honestly, I can't recall.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to be careful with your cat.
It's like one last thing about
Yeah, I will.
cell phones.
Crap.
We talked towards the end of your spreadsheet about something called Signal app.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the jury what Signal app is?
A Signal app is a way for two users to communicate similar to like text messaging, but it's more encrypted, so it can't be read from a third party. It's a lot more secure than a general text message would be considered.
Was there a question about whether content from the Signal app would have been recovered during the forensic extractions done of the phone?
That is correct.
And just so we're clear, we're talking about the defendant's iPhone.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
As a result of those concerns, was an additional search warrant obtained in order to manually search the phone?
Yes, there was.
How was that manual search of the phone conducted?
It was conducted with detective, I believe he's a lieutenant at this point. If I call him sergeant, I
Wouldn't
apologize.
want to, I'm
Detective
doing
Sergeant
that.
Alloway and myself. And
Don't be
I
weird.
essentially was standing over him and recording the screen as he manually entered the Signal app on Mr. Moore's iPhone, and we examined it that way.
I am not reading that out loud. Y'all can just read that one for yourselves.
Detective, I'm going to show you what's the margin states of 106.
Same.
Are you able to see that, Detective?
No, sir.
right, let's go on login. I was a test again. You still
Yeah,
passed.
That's the problem
are
with
you able to see
clipping
that now?
people. I'm
Yes, I am.
very aware of
And
things.
States Exhibit 106. Does that appear to be the video that was taken of the manual search of the cell phone?
That is correct.
And were you able to locate the Signal app?
Yes, we did.
And inside the Signal app, how many conversations were located?
There was just one conversation.
And were you able to determine any kind of user info for that communication?
Yes, I was.
And who was that communication with?
It was
I love how he just
communication
sits there
with
like,
somebody through the app named Ridge,
You're
R-I-D-G.
so dumb.
And were you able to obtain any other information about this Ridge?
We were able to obtain a phone number.
And did that phone number mean anything to you?
It did.
And who did that phone number belong to?
It belonged to Mathew Moore's friend.
Who that phone number
Mr.
belong to?
Ruggeroli.
Detective, in reviewing the conversation, were you able to determine
I forgot
what were
my.
messages that were received in Signal app and what were messages that were sent in Signal app?
Yes, we were.
I forgot to put a buddy up there.
Approach with Listen Marcy to 107. Detective, hey, Listen Marcy to 107. You want to take a look at that?
Okay.
Do you recognize that document, sir?
I do.
Generally speaking, can you tell us what it is?
It is a screenshot from the video itself of part of the conversation between Arturo Ruggeroli and Mathew Moore.
And the blue bubbles on the right-hand side indicate messages that were sent from the defendant's device.
Yes, they do.
This time published states at 107. Detective, it's hard to see here. Can you tell us what date and time we're looking at?
May 7th, 2020 at about 1:21 a.m.
And can you tell us what that message from the defendant also?
I can't
So
believe
the
this is
message
one
from
and a
Mathew
half
Moore
speed.
says, "My marriage is over. We don't fuck anymore. I'm an old dirty bastard who needs to ramble."
I'm not for the question this time. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, one moment. Just your exhibits if I can.
No, ma'am.
Who said what? Oh. Quit zooming.
This examination, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be longer than we have today, so we're going to end a little bit before 5. So she understands that during the course of her cross-examination, that we'll pick it up later.
I think it was him.
And I'm mindful of the 5 o'clock.
You just go on. I'll keep track. Don't you
Okay,
worry about it.
Thank you. You know how I can be now. Detective, how are you?
Okay, ma'am. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. So I'm going to start with the cell phone, and it won't surprise you to know that I'm going to bounce around a bunch. But you, in the extraction, the text messages between, or the messages between Emily and Matt, did you ever print those out and have an actual hard copy?
No.
Would it surprise there was a volume of text messages, were there not?
Absolutely, there were.
And would it surprise you to know that the volume of text messages within the date and time of your search range was this much paper?
I believe that, yes.
And of this much paper, of messages between Matt and Emily Moore, B, 81C, those text messages and those 3 exhibits that talked about those arguments with Matt and Emily consist of that much paper.
Okay.
Is that fair to say? Those are the exhibits you were asked about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I want to go through them. Have you, let's go through them.
All right, give me a
And
second.
if you wouldn't mind, because I'm going to go through so many exhibits, if we just showing you what's been marked is 81, State's Exhibit 81A. Just so the jury is clear, 81A is from November 21st of 2019. Is that right?
That is correct.
And detective, let me know if at any point in time you need me to approach. I'm happy to show you things if it's more clear.
Okay.
And I just want to go to the second page of that when you were
That's
giving
awesome,
color and
isn't it?
context as to what Matt and the phone of Matt and Emily are saying. Right here in the green bubble, that's the bubble that's associated with the phone for EM. Is that right?
That is correct.
Those 2 words right there say not me. Do they not?
That's correct. Sorry, that's correct.
It says unintelligible.
Correct.
Unintelligible means I can't understand you, doesn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I want to go on to this last message, which you were asked about. I'm going to get it together soon. I just need to let this sadness thing run its course. It won't be much longer. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you were questioning Matt Moore in that interview room on May 27th, and you were asking him a whole lot of questions about his marriage. You would agree with me that you kept using a time frame of 6 months. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Like last 6 months, right?
That's correct.
And I remember in the interview that, of course, the jurors watched, and tell me if I'm wrong, but you were using that 6 months time frame, and Matt told you that things after Joey had killed himself had been tough, for lack of a better word.
That's correct.
They had both, they being he and Emily, were both dealing with that situation in different ways. Do you remember him telling you that?
That's correct.
So tell me, we know that Emily went missing in May, right, of 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
So April, March, February, January, December, November. How many months is November prior to May?
What the exact date or just a ballpark?
Just a ballpark.
6 months.
6 months, right? And right here he says it won't be much longer. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Going to 82B. Just want to make sure you were asked about it. And again, the blue bubbles are, let me move it up. The blue bubbles are from the phone identified as Matt Moore. First 5 words, December 31st, 2019. So New Year's Eve, I don't want to argue. You see that?
I do.
And you've reviewed, I know, this stack of messages through the course of your investigation. You would agree, would you not, that the message of "I don't want to argue, please be positive" is a constant message from Matt Moore to Emily Miller.
Okay.
It's a regular message, is it not? Please be positive. Stay positive. I need you to be positive.
I'd agree with that.
As evidenced by second page of Exhibit 81B. Try and be positive. That's a blue bubble, is it not?
Yes, it is.
I also want to just go up because you were asked about this earlier. The green bubble is associated with the EM phone, right? And this is New Year's Eve. Do you see how she said, or the green bubble says, you used the wrong word? It's singular. Do you see that, detective?
I do.
So one word is enough for the user of the green bubble to be this upset.
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation.
You can answer that.
The wrong
It's
one.
one word that causes this.
It
Chain
does,
text.
Pixie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Want to go to 81C. Do you agree with me that this text exchange is from February?
When even the jury is horrified and
Yes, I
angry
agree.
that
So
you're
we have the
prosecuted.
text exchange with respects to
And does interviews with
disagreements
you
Matt.
after.
We have 81A, which is in November of
No, it's
2019,
BS.
right?
Yes.
81B, which is in New Year's Eve of 1920. Happy to show it to you.
1920? 2019?
2019.
Okay.
Oh, well,
sorry.
that- happy to show it to you.
It's been a long day.
No, me too.
I-
You saw that you
I
raised
had
your
to
grace.
pause.
I mean, December 13th of year 2019 going into 2020. That's what.
Okay, yes.
Okay. That's 81B. Now I want to talk about 81C. Is now we're in February of 2020.
Yes.
February to March, March to April, April to May. This is more than 3 months before Emily goes missing, is it not?
That is correct.
And these text messages that were asked about what Matt Moore, blue bubble, and green bubble of Emily, right? He's talking about the medication I got today isn't working. I'm extremely anxious. Can I have one of your Valium? Where are you? Do you see that? An 81C?
No, can you pull it down just a little?
Of course I can. Thank you.
Oh, that's the way I saw it.
Oops. In the drawer on the right of my sink on my way home. You see that?
I still can't see the message above that you
Oh.
were referencing. Yes, there you go. Okay, yes, I see that.
And then let me scroll up where he ends it with a thank you. Do you see that?
I do.
Aw.
What happened in or around March 11th of 2002 with respect to COVID? Do you remember that, Detective?
March 11th of 2020.
2020, yeah, sorry.
Essentially, the world seemed to shut down.
The governor, DeWine, issued a emergency stay-at-home order, did he not?
Correct.
I mentioned that because I was listening to your testimony.
Do you want to
and
slow it
hit-
down to
and on
1.25?
direct examination, the
I don't know how
prosecutor
much is
was asking
left.
you about the frequency of the word love in
Yeah.
text messages between Emily and Matt.
Yeah, we can slow it down.
You already had a full-time job. She worked for the government or the state.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to focus on August 2019 to May of 2020. Joey kills himself. Emily takes leave from work, does she not?
That is correct.
For about 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
She then returns to work.
Yes, she does.
The governor's stay-at-home order in mid-March forces her to have to go home and work remotely. Would you agree with me on that?
Yes, I would.
So when you talk about how the number of comments for love appeared to be less in March and April, I mean, you would agree with me that she's working at home at that time, right?
I'd agree that she's working from home. Yes.
So maybe we don't need to text as much if I'm actually at home with you,
Okay.
right? Because we know that wasn't working.
That's correct.
And so Emily's working remotely from home as of the governor's stay-at-home order, correct?
Yes.
I mean, that seems kind of obvious, sir, right?
Goes into April, right? And goes into May.
Yes.
I want to go back through. Well, let's talk about this. This 81 series. These are kind of, we can call them the Matt and Emily argument emails.
Okay.
Text. Can we call them that just so that I can refer to them? Because these are it, right?
Okay.
You would agree with me that at no point in these, maybe it's 10 or 12 pages, certainly the jury can count, does it say, I hate you? Correct?
That's correct.
I want you dead?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
What is it?
Hearsay.
From
It's cross-examination, Your Honor, as to what these text messages.
Her face is
really say.
amazing there.
You're referring to what's on
That's
the
correct.
document.
That's correct.
I just want to make sure I'm clear from your earlier order that
You can ask what isn't in the
From the
transcript.
defense.
as long as we're clarifying that, so we make sure we're talking about the stuff that's supposed to be substantive.
Okay, let me be very clear. Messages from Matt Moore's phone do not include the following words. Let's go through this. I hate you, correct?
That's correct.
I want you dead, correct?
Correct.
That is never in there. I am going to kill you, correct?
Correct.
I am going to divorce you, not in there, correct?
No.
I'm
In
back.
fact,
Sorry, I had a phone
the
call.
one message you did read
No worries.
was where he said, if you
Son,
want to
you pause it real
divorce
quick?
me, let me know. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
I know it's
None
hard to
of
find
those statements are in.
it. There is
Well, yeah, I
It-
had a
he-
whole different thing.
it was the son unalived himself, I think like 9 months before she
Right.
did.
Yeah, it was August, I think.
Yeah. So August of 2019, COVID
Yes.
hit
Like,
5 months
March.
or 7 months later.
It was
So then this
kinda-
was in May. So, I mean, yeah, this happened around May or April or May. So yeah, this,
I mean, it kind of
all
started a little bit
happened in-
before that, but everything
Yeah.
really started shutting down in March.
and he kind of
that's
was
what-
maybe getting better. I don't know. But then COVID happened and you're dealing with the grief of
Well,
your
you're
son.
still not gonna. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with stuff from my
Yeah.
dad, and he just was old, but
Yeah.
like
And that's
you
not your
don't-
son.
Yeah, it's not my child. Like it's
Yeah.
your child, and it's
That's
he
very
took
different.
himself, and it's so different. Like you're not gonna bounce back.
Yeah.
And
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 then
it
you have
comes
to
in
deal with COVID.
waves. Like, yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
might be great this day, but the next day you can't even get out of bed. And
Yeah.
so
And then you have to deal with COVID, no human interaction, no
exactly.
consoling, no support.
Right. And even without having that happen before, COVID was all the shutdown stuff was
Yeah.
awful on everybody.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I got that point.
right.
The meat of these Emily and Matt argument texts.
The argument text. Nobody's ever had one of those.
No, God, somebody in a relationship argued.
So I'm going to come back to the cell phones, but I'll go through some of the. One moment, Ron. Just start going through. You were shown exhibit 77 and 88. I printed out a copy. You were shown an electronic copy. If I may approach, Your Honor, just want to make sure. Are the 77 and 88? That's what we got now. 77 and 80. That's what I have.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to ask you some questions about those, and I'll put them on the screen. These are the same electronic versions that you were shown during direct.
Yes, ma'am.
So these records from JP Morgan are for two different bank accounts. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank
One
you,
of them,
Jean.
and I'll start with exhibit 77 because that was the earlier account. Do you recognize that as the face sheet?
Yes.
And this account right here, it has the account numbers. Let me zoom in so the jurors can see it. Do you recognize this, detective?
Yes, I recognize.
So I just want to go to, if I can, this is Emily Noble's own bank account. Would you agree with me on that?
Yes.
No one else, his name is on this bank account, right?
That is correct.
And the amount, it's hard to see here, but would you agree that the total assets is $97,000?
It's hard to see, but that looks accurate. Yes.
If I may approach, Your Honor, because I want to be sure it's accurate.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. It's hard to-
Yes.
If you could read the exact amount.
$97,499.82.
Thank you. You were asked about the two, let me go to exhibit 80 now. Exhibit 80 is an account that had both Emily and Matt's name on it. Does that sound right?
I don't remember the specific exhibit number, but yes, I remember an account with both their names on it.
One moment.
Gene.
Trying to get to the page.
Thank you, Gene. You are the best.
Showing you exhibit 80, just so we can see account title. What names are listed there?
Mathew Moore and Emily Noble.
And it indicates that it's a checking account, does it not?
Yes, it does.
And so, I'm going to get to the balance of this account, if we could. Just give me one moment.
Thank you, Rabbit.
If I may approach, Your Honor, it's hard to see. All right, so hard to see.
Okay.
And what's that account balance?
The ending balance is $90,923.11.
Thank you.
Later,
So
Red.
the one account with Emily's name's roughly 97,000.
Yes.
And the one account with both of their names is roughly 90,000.
Yes.
The two checks that you were shown for the $5,000. Do you remember that during direct examination?
Yes, I did.
Paul Pulver is Matt Moore's
Poor
stepbrother,
Diane.
is that correct?
I thought it was half brother, but
You know what? You're right. It's his half brother. He lives in Florida. Does that sound about right?
yes.
And the other check for 5,000 to Arturo is a friend of Matt's.
Yes.
And at no point in this case, you interviewed Arturo, did you not?
I did not. We actually sent the local FBI office out to interview him.
Because Arturo actually lives in Vegas, where Matt used to live.
Yes.
And Paul lives in Florida. Someone under your direction.
I'm sorry,
Paul,
that
not?
sounded
It was through a
horrible.
phone call. I interviewed him.
I didn't actually mean it that way.
I want to close the.
Thank God she's wearing a
close
mask.
if I can on the issue of money. You wrote a summary, an investigative summary of your work in this case, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And tell me if you ever need to refer to it. I have an extra copy, but you are aware, certainly, and included it in your investigative summary, that Matt Moore's mother died prior to Joey dying in 2019. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And when, through the course of your investigation,
I just
you learned,
mean
did you
nobody
not,
deserves
that
to have
Matt
somebody
Moore
simp that
inherited
hard.
between $300,000 and $400,000 from his mother when she passed in 2019.
That sounds accurate. Yes.
And you also knew that, and you became aware through the course of your investigation, that Emily Noble had a life insurance plan through her work. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you further learned through the course of your investigation that Matt Moore never submitted an insurance claim against that policy. Is it that correct?
That's correct.
He never collected life insurance.
I know these works.
I wanted to talk about some, and I warned everyone I was going to jump around.
Disclaimer.
There's some pictures that I didn't show Officer Leckie yesterday, but you are, of course, familiar with the photos from the scene at 46 Abbey Cross that were taken on May 27th during the search warrant, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to talk about.
Hey, blue hair Bible lady. I don't know if I've seen you before.
Hello.
I should have been told.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Showing what the witness has been marked as defendant's exhibit L. Detective, do you remember that photograph being taken by law enforcement on the
Because
day of the
the
search?
state is a loser.
If we could display. Oh, that's my job. Oh my goodness.
I love
It's
her.
up. You know what? Takes a village. Thank you so much. Shoot. Do you remember this photograph that's now been marked as defendant's exhibit L being taken during the search?
Honestly, I don't.
Okay. Do you want me to approach so you can see it more closely?
No, I can see it clearly. I just can't recall it in the stack of photos being taken.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really nice speaker.
And if you can, you just
Matt
don't
had
remember this
money.
photo being taken. I want to zoom out.
Had money.
So that,
Well,
so that we
they
can look
say
at the photo and then I can
$90,000
orient
in one of their
after
bank
I grab another
accounts?
photo.
Yeah.
But you see that there appears to be a card,
Yeah,
is there
had. He
not?
has none now.
Like an
He
envelope
was
with
retired,
what it
basically.
Looks like to say E and M.
Yes.
And if I may
Was
approach, Your
retired.
Honor, with defendant's exhibit L, I don't want you to take my word for it, but I just
I
want to
think
be
it is,
sure
yeah.
that
Bible
card
lady.
is not or was not taken by law enforcement as an item of evidence. Is that
Make
right?
sure you check out Valhalla tonight
Right.
on winning.
And you know that May 24th was Emily's birthday, correct?
Yes.
And so should that have been a birthday card, we don't know the contents or the messaging that was taking place between perhaps Matt and Emily the day of her birthday. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
What?
I'm going to talk about
They didn't have the card?
two other pictures that weren't shown yesterday that I just want to do. Defendant's exhibit M and N. showing you what's been marked as Defense Exhibit M. Do you recognize that photograph?
That is one of the bathrooms at 46 Abbey Cross, yes.
And it appears to be, would you agree with me, that there is a green hamper right here?
That's accurate.
And if you see in here, there appears to be some items.
Yes,
This was in the secondary bedroom or the secondary bathroom. Is that right?
that's correct.
And we know that because of the orientation right here of room D.
Correct.
Fair to say that in advance of the search warrant being executed, Matt Moore was not given notice that you were going to descend on that house and execute search warrant.
That's accurate.
Right? You didn't let him know you were coming.
Correct.
Right? So in the guest bedroom, we have this hamper. Now showing the witness what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit N.
As in
At
Mancy.
some point during the search warrant, the basket was emptied by the officers, was it not? And the clothes were dumped on the floor.
At this point, I wasn't on scene, but I'm assuming that since no one else was in the house, since officers clear it, that yes, it was emptied out by an officer.
And does this picture look like it jog your mind of one of the pictures that was taken by the officers during the search?
Yes,
And again, just to orient, I know that we have this picture where the clothes are in the basket, and then this picture where the clothes are next to the basket, and the lid appears to be open here. Would you agree with me, Detective?
yes,
And you answered the question that I was going to ask because you're smart like that. The house was cleared, right? So the only individuals that could move things in the house were the officers.
correct.
Want to, and it's not real clear here, but does this look like a fair and accurate copy of one of the photographs that was taken by the Westerville Police Department?
Yeah, same.
Yes,
And the same.
This is the
I asked
messiest
you of
spot in their
Defendant's
entire
Exhibit
house,
M.
including the garage.
Yeah, that is true. He's very organized.
This is a plaid shirt here, is it not?
yes, it is.
And this appears to be a black piece of clothing, or something
Racist.
black.
Something black, yes.
Yes. And then right back here, do you see that? Is another plaid piece of clothing. Do you see that?
Yes,
And if I may, I'm not sure what this is. I'm showing you now what's been marked as State's Exhibit 83. Do you see that plaid?
yes,
And it's hard to see. And let me, Your Honor, may I approach? I want to bring up Defendant's Exhibit N and 63. You see that in the back there? The State's exhibit that I've shown you, as you testified to on direct, is from Koble Restaurant, taken on May 24th. Is that right?
yes,
And we know that shirt was a short sleeve shirt, do we not?
yes.
That shirt, is that in evidence at the Westerville Police Department?
Well,
Honestly, I
she
can't
had a
recall.
lot
If
going
I could see
on.
the list of inventory that was taken from the search warrant, it would refresh my memory.
Well, and because I don't have the evidence log handy, let me ask you this.
You
Fair
can
to
live your
say
life
that
with
there is
crippling
nothing
depression.
Of evidentiary value from
And usually
any
things
of
like the eyes, there
clothing
are
items
tells.
that were taken from the hamper. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But
And
you still try to
remember when
fake
we were
it.
watching we watched it, and you certainly have reviewed it, the Officer Hollis video cam footage when he goes to the house initially.
Yes, ma'am.
And Matt Moore goes into the
Possibly.
closet and he holds up that black skirt and says, "This is what she was wearing last night." Do you remember that?
Yes,
And then actually on the day of the search warrant, on May 27th, that black skirt is in the same exact location in the closet, is it not? And, sorry,
do you have a photograph for that?
yes, I'm getting it.
Okay.
And that black skirt is in physical evidence, isn't it?
Yes,
And I came to the office, to the police department, what was it now, a week or so ago?
probably about 2 weeks. Yes.
2 weeks now.
Yes,
And you and Lieutenant Alloway and I, we opened up a significant number of brown bags which had
Yeah,
physical evidence
it's
in those bags,
1.25.
yes,
one of the items that was bagged and properly preserved was that black skirt that Emily was seen wearing on.
since I was in and out, essentially getting the items out for you and Detective Lieutenant Alloway, I can't speak as to what was in all the bags.
You are aware, though, are you not, that it was seized as evidence, a black miniskirt?
Yes,
I'll show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit O, because it's easier than for me to find. Does this look familiar?
yes,
And this photograph was taken on the 27th of May.
yes, it was.
And thinking now to compare this photograph versus the body cam from Officer Hollis on the 25th. Do you remember when Matt Moore walks into the closet on May 25th, right to this area and holds up a black item and says, this is her miniskirt?
Yes, I do.
And this photo we know is from May 27th, so 2 days later. And there appears, does it not, to be a black item in that same or similar location.
Yes.
And fair to say that when you're executing a search warrant, your purpose there is truly, as the search warrant application says, to find items of evidentiary value.
Yes.
That's why you're there. You're looking for any possible evidence of trace evidence,
I'll be right
right?
back.
So blood spatter, hairs, fibers, anything that might indicate to you that there was some sort of crime committed there, right?
That's correct.
You would certainly take anything that you saw that you thought it might not be of evidentiary value, but if it could be, best practices, you take it, would you not?
That's correct.
Agreed. You're making me want to go
Showing
get my
you
hair
now.
done, Eris.
What's marked as, I'm being challenged on my alphabet. P. Defendant's Exhibit P.
She has good build up for that stuff.
Detective, I know you haven't been shown this photo before, but I ask you if you recognize it.
Yes, I do.
And where was this photo obtained from during the course of the investigation?
This is a photo from Matt Moore's iPhone.
Which was, based on the data, this was taken on May 24th of 2020, was it not?
That's correct.
And this area where it's taken, I know we heard some testimony from Amy Thomas, but this is called the Field of Heroes, correct?
That is correct.
I just want to draw your attention. Do you see those shoes that Emily Noble is wearing? in
It's
that
by
picture?
Columbus.
I do.
And so we know that this is the day of her birthday, the day before she goes missing, do we not?
That's correct.
And do you see it looks as if there's some kind of
Westerville.
shoes, and then there's like a black right there, almost like a sock that's peeking out. Do you see that?
Yes.
Showing you what's been previously marked as defendant's
The
exhibit
trial.
H.
The
Do you see those?
I do.
This photograph was taken on May 27th of 2020 when the search warrant was executed, is it not?
That's correct.
And these shoes seem to indicate that it looks like there's some socks in them.
Yes.
And we know that they're in the garage because of the marker.
Yes.
I'm just going to show, once I clear,
he
let me
was.
approach if I can, Your Honor, with defendant's exhibit H and defendant's exhibit P. Detective, would you agree that the shoes or the booties that Emily Noble's wearing on May 24th of 2020 appear to be similar as those that are just sitting in the garage at 46 Abbey Cross
Hi,
on
Matt.
5/27/2020?
Yes, they are same or similar.
Dude, I love it.
I asked this because State's Exhibit 7 and 8 were shown to you. Remember this photo, Detective?
Yes, ma'am.
Where you were shown that when Matt Moore's walking in here, this cooler is in this
If you happen to
position
be
right
new
here.
to the trial,
Yeah.
Right? Do you see
Spoiler
how there's
alert.
actually a cord hanging down from here? Do you see that? And I'm happy to approach.
I can see it.
Yes. So we've got the orange
It's
electrical
also in
cord on
the
top of the cooler, and
description
then we've
link.
got the cord hanging down, right?
Yes.
And then you know from watching Sergeant Hollis's body cam video that there's twice that he leaves the house and leaves Matt Moore alone in the house, correct?
That's correct.
The first time when he's over talking to John Kramer, and then the second time where he's out talking to officers, and the second time is about half an hour or so. Does that sound right?
Sounds accurate.
And at no
Matthew
point
is in your
time
chat.
Did
Oh,
Sergeant
hey, buddy.
Hollis ever say, "Don't touch anything in the house"? Did he? Nor did he say, come outside with me because I don't want anything disturbed inside, right?
That's correct.
So then Officer Hollis comes back in and Matt says, wait a second. This seems odd, right? Because there's this cord isn't usually here. The cord is hanging here. Do you remember when he told Officer Hollis that?
I do.
You would agree with me that yes, the cooler has been moved. It's almost as if he went over there when Officer Hollis was gone and noticed it was out of place. And so the cooler's moved, correct?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation.
Last year.
Well,
Oh, last year. Okay.
okay. So there were asked
Well,
these
most of
questions
this
about
year.
the cooler's moved and there's a flashlight there. Do you remember
I
that?
remember now.
Yes.
You would agree with me that the electrical
If only
cord
we had an expert in
is
your
still
chat that could tell us.
in the exact same or similar position in both photos. It's hanging down, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so if the electrical cord or the cooler were of evidentiary value, I am sure that the officers would have seized any or all of those things. Wouldn't you?
Yes.
And nothing from here was seized, correct?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
But it's damning evidence. They just left it there?
No.
I want to talk about a few more things in the garage, if we could. You looked, did you not, at receipts of things that Matt Moore had purchased in the days leading up to May 25th, 24th of May, did you not?
Yes.
And in particular, you found a couple transactions at Home Depot and, Home Depot. Do you remember that?
Oh, he shops at Home Depot.
From
Guilty.
March 15th of 2020,
Tisk, Mathew.
there was a order total of $26.19. Do you remember that?
I do.
And you indicated that in your report on page 63. I assume you remember through your investigation that the receipt was determined to be for a Nature's Care soil. Do you remember that?
I don't, but I'm not disputing. It's
Nope.
in progress.
Happy to, Your Honor, may I approach? Just, if it would refresh your record.
Absolutely.
I just snipped it from your
All
report.
right, thank you.
Not the snipping.
Okay.
Showing you what's previously been marked as
Why did-
defendant's Q. And I only show you this just about this issue of things being moved or not moved. Does this picture look familiar to you? I know it was not shown during the direct examination of Lighting, but have you seen this picture before?
Yes.
And does this appear to be a true and accurate copy of this corner of the garage, 46 Abbey Cross?
Yes.
And this is capturing that area as of May 27th of 2020. Do you
Yes,
agree with me?
that's correct.
And you see this right here. The bag that's purchased a couple months prior is just sitting right here in the garage. Do you see that, Detective?
Yes.
And in fact, you can read right here. It says Nature's, does it not? Nature's Care, and it's potting mix.
Yes.
He
And
likes
that
to
purchase was
guard
made
it.
in March, and it was still in the garage
Guilty.
in May, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
There was also a lot of discussion about vodka. And you would agree with me that earlier today we heard your interview of Mathew Moore at the station on May 27th.
He's a lawyer.
And you
but-
asked
I don't
a
think so. I
question
think
about
she's
whether
just second
he and
chair.
Emily,
Yeah.
went home after the bars. And
She's
whether
just
he
there to
continued
support her.
drink. Do you remember?
I don't
you asked
think they're
Mr. Moore
related.
that?
Yes.
And he said, sometimes I sip vodka, but I don't have any at the house right now. Do you remember him telling you that?
Yes, I do.
Fair to say.
He
shortly
went and bought
when
vodka.
The officers searched the house. Right. Again,
Shocker.
Matt Moore not knowing that you were coming. There
Crazy.
was no open bottles of vodka, right?
I'm
Not
gonna.
aware.
There was no, and of course the pictures speak for themselves,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Go
So
ahead,
the
Sal.
Jurors were to look at all the bottles. No open bottles of vodka, right?
Correct.
I'm
Not
trying to
on
keep
the
it a little
counter
professional
or
for
in
Matt,
the
but
trash, right?
Correct.
And you know,
That kind of went out the window.
speaking of that, it wasn't mentioned, but I want to mention it. In addition to one of the investigative things that you did in this case, you also did a trash pull at 46 Abercross. Did
Yeah.
you not?
That is accurate.
It was in the
Blue
chat
hair
just now.
Bible
Trash
lady,
pull is another really
the
great
Mathew Moore that's in chat is the defendant.
investigative process, or it could be sometimes, right?
And
Because
was on
someone
once.
could
and
dispose
we'll
of
hopefully
sheets or
interview him after
towels,
we
or
watch
there might
this.
be other things of
He might
evidence
come on.
that, while aren't in the house, are perhaps in the trash that are intended
Really
to be
great
disposed
guy.
of, right?
Correct.
You did a trash pull at Abercross, did you not?
Yes, we did.
Tell the jurors where you pulled the trash from,
From in front of the residence the morning of the 27th.
right? In one of the trash bins?
Trash can. Yeah.
Trash can.
Did you find this
I asked
testimony
that, it
in there?
wasn't from like a trash can that's under the sink or anything. You actually went into like the trash bin that was outside the house, right?
Yes.
And you looked through it with the mindset of what in here might be of any possible evidentiary value, correct?
Yes.
You found nothing.
That's correct.
Yep, that's what we've all said.
Yeah.
He was lucky. I mean, he had the
Go through.
evidence
I'm
on his
cognizant of my
side because
time,
he didn't
so.
do it, but
And a lawyer
tried
that was very
hard.
good. But
Just generally the topic.
he had a lawyer that was good and a
Joey
jury that
was
paid attention.
found
And
hanging from a tree branch.
a different
in
jury
July
could have said something
2019.
different.
in the
And that was
description of
within
the
Westerville. That
stream
took place.
is a link
Yes.
for his
The
book that he
park
wrote
where he was found. What is that called?
about his
Boyer Nature
experience,
And fair to say that
his story.
through the course of your investigation in this case, you became aware of Joey's suicide.
Yes.
It was not a case file that had been assigned to you when it happened.
No.
But fair to say, as part of your investigation in this case, which I'm sure you would say was thorough,
Yes.
you went back and looked at the
But
case
was
file
it?
with respect to Joey.
Correct.
And you looked at the photographs because those were still within the custody and control of Westerville.
Detective Wright did.
Detective Wright did,
Yes.
under your direction, but as part of your investigation. right?
Correct.
And there were still photographs of that, of Joey as he was found hanging.
Yes.
And if you recall from your review and investigation of all the work done in this case, a runner was on a path and actually had discovered him in the morning hours.
That's correct.
Fair to say that in relation to Emily's missing and the investigation that followed between May 25th, 2020 and Matt Moore's arrest in June of 2021, that you as the lead detective on this case went back and really looked closely at the circumstances surrounding Joey's suicide.
What do you mean looked closely?
You looked at the case again,
Yes,
didn't you?
yes.
Right?
Yes.
You went back and you looked at it.
Sure.
And
All
Joey's
right.
death was determined to be a suicide at the time when it happened. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that's still the finding as of today, is it not?
That is correct.
And I want to talk about, and I assume you know this through your experience and training, there's two different types of hangings, are there not? There's what we call an incomplete hanging and a complete hanging.
That's correct.
Incomplete's a little deceptive, I think, but I'll start with complete. Complete, is it not, and please tell me if I'm wrong, is when someone hangs themselves, let's say from a tree, and they are suspended in free form. That is, they are not touching the ground.
That's correct.
Suspension hanging.
And then there's something called an incomplete hanging, which doesn't really sound as if what it is, right?
That's fair.
An incomplete hanging is when someone, for instance, could hang themselves, let's say, on a
I love
doorknob,
this part.
right?
Yes.
They could actually be sitting on the ground
Oh, yeah.
and hang themselves on a doorknob, right?
Yes.
And so incomplete is when you're on the ground but able to hang yourself. And complete is when you're hanging and not touching the ground.
Correct.
And I just want to be clear about that. Joey's was a complete hanging.
That's correct.
And we know that when Emily was found in the woods, is that she was in, as you told the juror, she appeared to be on her knees, but on the ground.
Correct.
I want to show you what I will mark as showing you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit R. You've not been shown this picture before.
I've seen it before.
Oh, I meant in the trial.
Yeah. Okay.
But you've seen it before, certainly, right?
Yes.
And I know that you were at the scene on May 27th, I'm sorry, on September 16th of 2020, correct?
That's correct.
When the remains were found.
That's correct.
Just want to go over, and does this appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of how the remains were when you arrived at the scene?
It does.
Just want to, that this tennis shoe that I circled, you would agree with me that it's actually still on the leg there.
That's correct.
And in fact, as you later watch the remains be removed, the shoe was not separate and apart from the remains. It was still literally on the skeletonized foot.
Correct.
Want to ask you to look at this hand right here. Do you see those fingers?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that this appears to be the thumb and then these are the fingers right here?
Yes.
And this is the leg?
That's correct.
And this appears to be, does it not, a cloth over the right hand?
Yes.
See that?
Yes.
And we know from the positioning that the leg is bent, right, like this?
Correct.
And she's on the ground like that.
Correct.
She's on the ground like this. Is that correct?
That's,
and the fingers are shown on there.
well, her left leg obviously is not the same as yours, but yes.
And next to her, Emily's remains, was found a water bottle, was it not?
That's correct.
And I just wanted to talk to you about the lab results that were done with respect to the water bottle. There was contents in the water bottle, correct?
There was a liquid, yes.
And you took a sample of that liquid
I
and
know.
had
We
it
want to
submitted
get
for testing.
That's correct.
we want to
Fair
get done
say
with
that when
today.
you, took the sample to have it submitted for testing, it was noted to be peachy in color. Do you remember that description of it?
It's
Yes, I do.
almost done.
And it's still peachy, is it not?
That's correct.
And that was submitted and tested, and it was determined, you would agree, that the liquid that is a peachy color was plus or minus 6.3% alcohol.
Correct.
Tell the jurors the proximity of the water bottle from the remains as it was found.
It was right next to the remains.
On the left side.
On Emily's left side, yes.
Staying at the scene, you are aware of Emily Noble's height, I presume.
Yes.
And tell the jurors how tall she was.
Just over 5 foot tall.
She's just over 5 feet tall. And not that you would, but of course we're as tall as we are, and then we could potentially raise our arm like this. Matt Moore is, do you know his exact height?
Not off the top of my head anymore, no.
Would it refresh your recollection if I were to show you a Westerville police sheet?
Yes.
Thank you. If I may approach you on.
Okay.
And if that refreshes your recollection, how tall is Mathew Moore?
6 foot even.
And the branch where Emily Noble was found hanging from, that tree branch was measured from the branch to the ground, was it not?
Yes.
And it was 6 foot 3 inches tall, or in distance.
Yes.
So between the branch and the ground is 6 feet 3 inches.
Yes.
So if I'm 6 feet tall and I'm looking at that branch, the branch would probably be like kind of right here, right? It would just be 3 inches over my head.
Correct.
If I'm 5 feet tall, the branch would be, well, a foot over my head.
Correct.
You want to know a break? A few minutes late. Sorry. You were going to remind me. Fair enough.
We'll resume where you left off.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right.
Ladies
There
and
you
gentlemen, we'll take our evening recess, and because you have been so attentive and patient throughout this case, I'm giving you 2 days off.
go. How nice of him.
So have a good weekend. As always, remember the course examination, and this is even more important since you're going to be away from us for a while.
Hi,
Again,
Murph.
make sure no one discusses the case with you. Don't allow
I
any
don't think
form of
they
media
do
attention
anything.
come into your presence regarding this case. And
Yeah.
enjoy yourselves over the weekend. Relax. Get a good night. We'll see
All
you.
right. Yeah, they're done. Awesome. So we're done with day 3.
Yay.
Are you there?
Yeah. Fine.
Oh, okay. You're being quiet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm putting the link for Shizzy, as I wish I could redirect. I would redirect to him, but Shizzy
Yeah.
just got monetized and is doing his celebration stream right now. And
Nice.
doing, I thought that was tomorrow, but apparently it's today. But so yeah, Shizzy is doing his 500 subs monetization stream right now. So
Nice.
I would encourage everybody to go over there
Absolutely.
and congratulate him on monetization. So
On
Shizzy and I had a
something.
blast. Yeah, Shizzy and I had a blast this week working
For
on
sure.
that for him and working on my subs. And
Yeah.
so it was a good time.
Definitely.
So I think maybe tomorrow sometime we'll do some more of this.
We'll see.
We'll see. We're working on scheduling.
Yeah. So
Dali's a busy man.
well, your team plays at 1 Eastern,
Yes.
so they'd be done around 4 Eastern, most likely.
Yeah. I mean, we could probably go before they get done too, if you want.
Oh, I mean, okay, we can plan on after that if you're available.
Okay. Yeah, I'm available. And if you
Okay.
want to go before that, that's fine. It's not like they
Yeah.
need me. So we have.
Yeah. Yeah, we have. I don't think we did today, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll send him a link tomorrow. And
Yeah.
I didn't even send Sal a link until 5 minutes
Yeah,
before.
I know.
We were
She didn't. I'd
supposed to
asked her.
start, so
Hello.
I'm having a kind of airhead day, so it is what it
No
is.
worries.
But so I'm gonna go over actually now and jump on phrasing, Farrell, phrasing. I'm going to go over to Shizzy's stream now.
Sounds good.
So, thanks everybody for joining us. I super appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the like and sub for both channels, and
We hopefully will see you tomorrow.
See you next time. Yeah.
You too.